The Centre for Tropical Medicine continues pursuing our mission to serve this nation through knowledge, to protect people from infectious diseases for years in the future. Since 1996, the Centre for Tropical Medicine, Universitas Gadjah Mada, have started our journey of exploring and serving new knowledge for this nation. We accelerate Indonesia's health quality through research, training, and knowledge sharing. Our research embraces intersectoral collaborations with the government, universities, and institutions from local to global levels. We take an active role in strengthening local communities' resilience towards infectious diseases. We share knowledge with people through training and seminars. For more than a decade, we have been delegated as the Regional Training Centre for improving the research capacity in the Southeast Asia region. The Centre for Tropical Medicine continues pursuing our mission to serve this nation through knowledge, to protect people from infectious diseases for years in the future. Since 1996, the Centre for Tropical Medicine, Universitas Gadjah Mada, have started our journey of exploring and serving new knowledge for this nation. We accelerate Indonesia's health quality through research, training, and knowledge sharing. Our research embraces intersectoral collaborations with the government, universities, and institutions from local to global levels. We take an active role in strengthening local communities' resilience towards infectious diseases. We share knowledge with people through training and seminars. For more than a decade, we have been delegated as the Regional Training Centre for improving the research capacity in the Southeast Asia region. The Centre for Tropical Medicine continues pursuing our mission to serve this nation through knowledge, to protect people from infectious diseases for years in the future. Since 1996, the Centre for Tropical Medicine, Universitas Gadjah Mada, have started our journey of exploring and serving new knowledge for this nation. We accelerate Indonesia's health quality through research, training, and knowledge sharing. Our research embraces intersectoral collaborations with the government, universities, and institutions from local to global levels. We take an active role in strengthening local communities' resilience towards infectious diseases. We share knowledge with people through training and seminars. For more than a decade, we have been delegated as the Regional Training Centre for improving the research capacity in the Southeast Asia region. The Centre for Tropical Medicine continues pursuing our mission to serve this nation through knowledge, to protect people from infectious diseases for years in the future. Since 1996, the Centre for Tropical Medicine, Universitas Gadjah Mada, has started our journey of exploring and serving new knowledge for this nation. We accelerate Indonesia's health quality through research, training, and knowledge sharing. Our research embraces intersectoral collaborations with the government, universities, and institutions from local to global levels. We take an active role in strengthening local communities' resilience towards infectious diseases. We share knowledge with people through training and seminars. For more than a decade, we have been delegated as the Regional Training Centre for improving the research capacity in the Southeast Asia region. The Centre for Tropical Medicine continues pursuing our mission to serve this nation through knowledge, to protect people from infectious diseases for years in the future. Since 1996, the Centre for Tropical Medicine, Universitas Gadjah Mada, has started our journey of exploring and serving new knowledge for this nation. We accelerate Indonesia's health quality through research, training, and knowledge sharing. Our research embraces intersectoral collaborations with the government, universities, and institutions from local to global levels.
Bapak, Ibu yang kami hormati, acara akan segera dimulai. Silakan untuk memasuki ruangan. Terima kasih. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we would like to proceed the event, so please join us on the ballroom. Thank you.
Sugeng Rao. Welcome to Swissbell Boutique Yogyakarta, a magnificent 4-star plus hotel located in the middle of the city that carries the Euro-Java cultural style. Please take your time to watch the safety briefing video because your safety and security is our priority. Hotel location. Located at Jalan Jenderal Sudirman, number 69 Yogyakarta, and 300 meters from Bethesda Hospital, 50 meters from the nearest police station, 2 kilometers from Yogyakarta Fire Department, and about 15 minutes drive to Jalan Malioboro, Swiss Bell Boutique Yogyakarta is a very strategic place for your business and travel needs in Yogyakarta. Emergency features an emergency response team. Swiss Bell Boutique Yogyakarta is equipped with standard emergency equipment such as fire hydrant on every floor, fire extinguisher, push-button system, fire alarm, sprinkler, smoke detector, evacuation route plan in every room including meeting rooms, assembly point at the main gate, and 24 hours emergency response team with well-trained staffs. In case of emergency, the alarm will ring in the floor where the emergency happens. Stay calm and do not panic. ERT will confirm the alarm source in accordance with emergency procedure. If the emergency team confirms the situation, the evacuation procedure will be proceeded by activating the alarm buzzer and evacuation announcement on all floors. When you hear the alarm, immediately leave your area and locate the nearest evacuation door. Walk fast through the evacuation stairs but do not run. Keep holding on to the handrail as you descend the stairs. Please attention to the women who wear high heels. You need to take off your shoes. Do not use the elevator during the evacuation process. For your safety, please bring your valuable things only. Our staff in charge will guide you from the emergency stairs to the assembly point in front of the hotel. Our officers will record all guests and staffs who are at the assembly point for recovery needs after the evacuation process. Stay safety and have a nice stay with us. Thank you for watching.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to ladies and gentlemen. Selamat pagi, selamat datang Bapak Ibu. This is such an honor for me to be your MC for this special occasion. And welcome to our special colleagues to the Yogyakarta, our beloved city, the culture of education and culture. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the launching event of HITIHE and WIKITROPICA. Ladies and gentlemen, in this special occasion on launching event of HITIHE and WIKITROPICA, allow me to greet our special guest of the day. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, sebelum kita masuk ke acara lebih lanjut, izinkan saya untuk menyapa terlebih dahulu Bapak Ibu tamu undangan yang sudah tersorawuh di kesempatan kali ini. Yang pertama izinkan saya mengucapkan selamat pagi dan selamat datang kepada Profesor Dr. Sri Suning, Sarjana Teknik Magister Teknik. Terima kasih banyak Prof. As the Director of Learning and Student Affairs of the Ministry of Education, Republic of Indonesia. We would like to also greet welcome and good morning to the guests, the deans from private medicine schools. Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming today. Terima kasih. As well as the Dean from the Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Profesor Dr. Yodi Mahendra Data, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy. Terima kasih Pak Yodi sudah kersorawuh di kesempatan kali ini. Baik, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Have a seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you in this special occasion, it's an honor that we already have the representative of Universitas Gadjah Mada, Professor Dr. Yodi Mahendra Data, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy. Right now is also the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing. So without further ado, please welcome Professor Dr. Yodi Mahendra Data, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning, everyone. Honorable Director of Learning and Student Affairs, Ministry of Education, Professor Singh, distinguished guests, colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. The future of health education is open, accessible, and collaborative. And today, together, we are shaping it for the better. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the launch of not one, but two groundbreaking open access platforms for global health education, WIKITROPICA and HITIHE. These platforms are more than just websites. They are bridges connecting institutions, experts, practitioners, students, and communities in a shared mission to democratize global health education, breaking down barriers, and ensuring that global health knowledge is not confined to the privileged few, but accessible to all of those who seek it. The power of open access education lies not only in the vast resources it provides, but also in the collaborative spirit it fosters. WIKITROPICA and HITIHE invite contributions from experts, educators, and enthusiasts worldwide. This collaborative approach ensures that the knowledge shared on these platforms is dynamic, inclusive, and constantly evolving to meet the changing needs of our global health landscape. Thus, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the dedicated teams and partners who have worked tirelessly to bring WIKITROPICA and HITIHE to fruition. We have here the Institute of Tropical Medicine, Antwerp, Belgium. We have the teams from Universitas Gadjah Mada, the team from Universitas 11 Maret, team from Institute of Technology Cambodia, the team of University of Health Sciences Cambodia, team from National Institute of Public Health Cambodia, team from San Juan de Dios, Spain, team from Val de Hebron, Spain, team from IS Global Spain, and a team from Maastricht University in the Netherlands. Your dedication, expertise, and unwavering commitment to the cause of open access global health education are truly commendable, and your efforts will definitely leave a lasting legacy. So I invite all of you to explore these platforms, contribute your knowledge, and engage in the global conversation. Now, WIKITROPICA and HITIHE are groundbreaking, unconventional, and break away from tradition. Nonetheless, allow me to go traditional in closing this remark. That is by reciting a pantun. For those of you who is not familiar with a pantun, it's a traditional form of poem popular in Indonesia and Malaysia. Bagi yang dari Indonesia, harap maklum kalau pantunnya agak wagu karena dipaksakan dalam bahasa Inggris. So the pantun goes like this. In the realm of health where knowledge bloom, open access platform dispel the gloom. A treasure trove of wisdom free to explore for all who seek an open door. In WIKITROPICA's vast domain, tropical health wisdom to attain. HITIHE a beacon bright, blending tech with learning light. So let us celebrate this noble quest, open access at its very best. Global health education, free and wide, unveils a future where all of us can strive. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Professor Yodi Mahendra Datta, ladies and gentlemen. He is also the king of poem, if I may say. Okay, dear ladies and gentlemen, to get to know more about HITIHE and WIKITROPICA, Dr. Elsa and Prof. Ari, also Maria over there is ready, but the first one, let me invite Dr. Elsa Herdiana Murhandarwati, Magister Kesehatan, Doctor of Philosophy, as the PI of the HITIHE project at UGM.
Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, and respected member of HITIHE. Good morning, welcome to Jakarta, Sugeng Rawuh. I'm standing here full of gratitude because at this event all are willing to attend and support the launching of an open access platform dedicated to health education. The Faculty of Medicine, Public Health and Nursing Universitas Gadjah Mada, UGM, has a commitment for being world-class, innovative, and excellent in education through the three pillars of higher education, or in Indonesia we call it Tridharma perguruan tinggi. Along with the times and strengthened by the experiences gained during the COVID-19 pandemic and its disruption to the teaching and learning process, the concept of a smart digital campus has become one of our aspired goals and has been stated in our strategic plan. The health information and technology for improved health and in education in Southeast Asia, or call it HITIHE Erasmus Plus project, is aligned with the long-term vision of the university as well as our faculty. There are 10 higher education institutions involved in this consortium. The Institute of Tropical Medicine, Belgium, Maastricht University, Netherlands, SGD Hospital, Spain, IS Global, Spain, Vall de Hebron, Spain, University of Health Sciences, Kamboja, National Institute of Public Health, Kamboja, the Institute of Technology, Kamboja, Universitas 11 Maret, Indonesia, and Universitas Gadjah Mada. All are on the same page to provide quality open access platform for anyone involved or working in the field of tropical medicine. This project is particularly to build up the capacity of two specific higher education institution support services, namely techno-pedagogical staff and head librarian. There are 5 working packages in these projects. UGM leads on the implementation of working package 2, which is about development, specifically about capacity building of our techno-pedagogical support staff, health librarian, and development of digital health information platform. With the support of ITM for the use of innovative and interactive platform, and SGD Hospital, IS Global, and Vall de Hebron, Spain for validating e-health education materials, our staff, teaching staff that involved in this project have ability to provide interactive e-cases that engage the user. Of course, all of this achieved through a lengthy process involving brainstorming, collaborative discussion, and also piloting. Today even, the launching of WIKITROPICA for e-cases and HITIHE for e-module will be explained by our other consortium members, marks the beginning of our contribution, those working and studying in the field of health. We hope that in the future, we can further introduce this platform and develop more e-cases and e-modules while reaching out to college, not only in Indonesia, but also across Southeast Asia. We in the HITIHE UGM team are proud to be part of the consortium, especially because we have invested in technology, human resources, and collaborative platform to support academic excellence. This aligns with UGM vision as a leading national university that is world-class, outstanding, and innovative, dedicated to serving the interests of the nation and humanity, guided by the cultural values of the nation based on Pancasila. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Elsa. For the next presentation about the HITIHE project will be delivered by the PI of HITIHE project at UNS. So please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. Ari Robandari, Master of Public Health, Doctor of Philosophy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Universitas 11 Maret, UNS, is proud to be a member of the HITIHE Consortium. In the HITIHE project activities, we particularly responsible for the work package 1, which is mapping of digital learning for medical education, and work package 4, which is capacity building of librarians. This HITIHE project for UNS particularly has been a catalyst for the changes that have been happening in the quality improvement for education in the Faculty of Medicine Universitas 11 Maret. Therefore, with similar hope, with the launching of this WIKITROPICA, we also hope that this will be the catalyst for the changes for the improvement of medical education in Indonesia wider. By South-South collaboration in the HITIHE project, we have shared information and experience for enhancing digitalization in library and capacity of librarians with our colleges in Indonesia and Cambodia. And this morning, we are very glad to hear the news from our Cambodian colleagues that they have been implementing the digital library information management system in Cambodia based on the sharing of experience with us in Indonesia through this project. HITIHE project have been an opportunity for sharing and learning each other in the utilization of digital technology for improving medical education. We hope that the product from HITIHE project that we will present today will be utilized for wide audiences. Therefore, we are happy to invite all of you in the meeting today. I would like to emphasize that, like Prof. Yodi already mentioned, that we really keen to have an open, inclusive medical education. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih banyak, Prof. Ari. Sebelum kita pindah ke perkenalan tentang HITIHE Project selanjutnya, akan ada beberapa pengumuman. There will be some announcement. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it is an honor that we have Maria Zulfo here. She is the PI for the HITIHE project in this consortium. So without further ado, please welcome Maria Zulfo, Doctor of Philosophy.
Thanks a lot, and it's a pleasure to be here all together. And just a short note to say thank you to all of you for being here, and for our partners, colleagues, friends who have been organizing an outstanding event. Really a pleasure to have been working through together. We've been running very severe times, unprecedented times with COVID, with a project which was organizational education, not easy. Easy to be at distance, far away, but we have been managing to obtain our results. And the representative here, so Elsa's been here, myself. In reality, this project is the result of many other people who are not on this podium at this moment. I can assure you that all the cornerstones of this project. So techno-pedagogical people, several institutions, librarians, subject matter experts, content people, teaching staff, administration. It has been really a long way to go, including at the end, the communication is helping us provide support for all of us here in Georgia and of course in Europe. So I hope that you will enjoy our two platforms, a way to collaborate, strength this our future.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria, for the welcome. Sebelum kita berpindah ke acara selanjutnya, Bapak Ibu, before we proceed to the next series of agenda, we would like to welcome the journalist. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu sudah kersorau. Di kesempatan kali ini kami juga ingin memberitahukan bahwa nanti akan ada doorstop interview kepada narasumber. Dan kami juga ingin memohon izin kepada Bapak Ibu undangan yang sudah hadir di kesempatan kali ini, karena nanti akan ada beberapa pengambilan gambar untuk bisa diabadikan dan dibagikan dengan audiens yang lain di rumah. Baik, terima kasih. Selanjutnya adalah suatu kehormatan bagi HITIHE Erasmus Plus Project, kehadiran Director of Learning and Student Affairs, the Ministry of Education, Culture and Research and Technology, Republic of Indonesia. A brief introduction about her, ladies and gentlemen. Profesor Dr. Sri Suning Kusumawardani, Sarjana Teknik, Magister Teknik, is a pioneer for our LMS used in the university. We call them ELO. Terima kasih, Prof. Which right now is used by thousands of students around Indonesia. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Profesor Dr. Sri Suning, Sarjana Teknik, Magister Teknik.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of Director General of Higher Education, I'd like to my deep appreciation for participating in this seminar. I'm honored to be with us today, Dekan, Elsa, Prof. Ari, Maria, the Director of Communicable Disease Prevention, representative of HITIHE Consortium. I would like to present of the importance of open access platform for health education. Despite growing rapidly, Indonesian higher education institutions now have various opportunities. The disruption era, Industrial Revolution 4.0 and Society 5.0. The challenge offer of new growth model with a view of solving as well as creating better view, which contribute to one of social development goals, particularly for SDG 4, quality education. The ultimate purpose is to achieve high quality education affordable for everyone with learning system. And then these challenges will affect the working procedure of the higher education as one source of convenience in the way of learning and teaching. Moving from era education 1.0, education 2.0, education 3.0 to education 4.0. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a learning crisis made education even more lagging with the learning loss and learning disparities among inter-region, intergroups of socio-economic. On the other hand, pandemic had driven the acceleration of 4.0 with aligning with higher education transformation policy. Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka or Emancipate. Indonesian higher education institutions have undergone digital transformation through adoption of online learning. Indonesia enforced limited social movement. Less than a month, 98% of higher education institutions online learning. Further strategy of Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology is to accelerate digital transformation movement education sector by preparing digital talent through development of national job competencies or Kompetensi Kerja Nasional Indonesia, strengthening study programs and information technology, science, consortium of universities for talent and collaboration with global tech companies to develop micro-credential in artificial intelligence, accelerated AI and startup. The urgency of digital transformation in higher education, particularly for open access online learning, strengthened with UNESCO recommendation regarding open. Higher education institutions should thrive in excellence and enhance academic freedom. Building on the essential principle of academic freedom and scientific excellence, open science set a new paradigm that integrated into the scientific enterprise practice for reproducibility, transparency, sharing, and collaboration result from the increased opening the scientific content. Open science is defined as an inclusive construct that combines various human and practice aiming to make multilingual scientific knowledge openly available, accessible, usable for to increase scientific collaboration, sharing of information for benefit of science and to open the process of knowledge creation, evaluation, and social act beyond the traditional community. Open science consists of open scientific, open science infrastructure, open dialogue with other knowledge system, and open engagement. In the context of regulation, Indonesia is now having ministerial regulation number 53, 2023 regarding quality assurance of higher education, which regulates source of learning for higher education. Higher education institutions should implement that in creating open access learning relevant with open access learning platforms should be used together for all universities. Since 2014, the ministry developed SPADA, Sistem Pembelajaran Daring, as learning management system platform to increase equal access for good quality of learning in higher education institutions all over. In 2021, the ministry officially launched Indonesia Cyber Education ICE Institute, aims to provide marketplace of online course in Indonesia, equity and massive access to quality online course through various technology of time and flexible learning through unbundled online course for various purposes, blockchain-based learning credential system linked to job market. SPADA Indonesia has partnered with Indonesia Cyber Education to offer high-quality learning opportunities from the world's best institution and university. In 2018, UGM developed an LMS called ELOC, e-learning open for knowledge sharing, to appropriately implement MOOCs in a way that is more compatible with SPADA. UGM already has UGM Educational Framework 4.0. The UGM educational paradigm is focused on outcome-based education by facilitating and empowering 21st century. Strengthening in innovation ecosystem must be done by strengthening infrastructure, curriculum, learning resource, methodologies, workforce development. And next, we focus on the integrating character, creativity, innovation, and integrating the three pillars of higher education is the most important foundation for achieving the vision, mission, and next. The ministry is also supporting Ministry of Health for implementation digital health transformation strategy. Digital health should be integrated part of health education. Higher education institutions should prepare curriculum, human resource and facilities, digital health competencies. The ministry highly appreciates initiative from HITIHE project to improve health education quality, especially in the field of technology for teaching, learning, and training development. The project aims to build up the capacity of two specific higher education institutions, support services, the techno-pedagogical staff, and the health library. These two groups will act as catalysator to stimulate the adoption of innovative pedagogical technologies by academic staff and their teaching. They will also help building up a network of skilled healthcare experts via the development of open access platform and supporting teaching and academic staff in sharing resources through this platform. The platform they are developed with HTA project, WIKITROPICA, Moodle, and Medbox that focus on tropical disease could be modified or expanded for other health fields. Then the ministry conveys highly appreciation to Erasmus Plus program of the European Union for the continued support to higher education institutions, particularly for health education sector. We hope that the cooperation will be expanded to other health fields and involve more higher education institutions and we hope its project will lead to improved quality of health education in Southeast Asia, ultimately improve healthcare in Southeast Asia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Terima kasih banyak Prof. Suning untuk keynote speech yang dihadirkan di kesempatan kali ini. Sebelum kita lanjut ke acara selanjutnya, Bapak Ibu izinkan saya mengucapkan selamat pagi dan terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu tamu undangan serta Bapak Ibu Dekan Fakultas Kedokteran dari Universitas Swasta. Terima kasih. Ada Ibu Dekan dari FKUII. Terima kasih. Kemudian dari Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Terima kasih Bapak. Ibu Dekan dari Universitas Kristen Duta Wacana, terima kasih Ibu Dokter. Kemudian ada juga tamu undangan dari Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta dan Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, terima kasih banyak. Baik, for the next series of agenda, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a group photo session, but since we have a very big participants today, so we are going to have the picture from the stage, so we will invite Bapak Ibu yang ada di belakang untuk berdiri to rise. So we invite participants at the back to stand up, and the photographer will be from the stage. The photographer will be from the stage. The participants behind the camera should stand up. Behind the camera should stand up. Kami mengundang Bapak Ibu yang ada di belakang kamera untuk berdiri, untuk berfoto bersama di tempat masing-masing, silakan. Oke, matur nuwun. Kemudian yang di depan untuk silakan tetap duduk. Oh iya, mungkin bisa maju sedikit Bapak Ibu yang di belakang. Ya. Silakan. Ya, baik. Kami mencari di Dokter Elsa, mungkin ada di depan, Mbak? Oh, oke. Baik, kita langsung mulai. Bapak Ibu, terima kasih. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Oh, and we have slogan. Every time we take pictures, we say HITIHE. HITIHE together. So in 3, 2, 1, HITIHE. Yep, I guess everything is good now. Terima kasih banyak. Let's give applause to all of us, to HITIHE Project and to WIKITROPICA. Thank you so much. All right, so for the next agenda, this is the launch of WIKITROPICA that will be presented by Steven van den Broeke. He is a physician at the ITM and a teacher as well. And of course, the member of the HITIHE consortium. So, Stephen, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks for the kind introduction, Rima. So for me, I consider it a great honor to present you Wikitropica. The HITIHE project had many wings, and one of the bigger wings of the HITIHE project was the Wikitropica. And as you can see in the bottom, this is a work done by many people, many different with many different backgrounds, clinicians, medical people, administrative forces, IT. So it's an honor to present you the Wikitropica platform. So first a question: when we train medical students, what do we want them to be capable of when they leave medical school? I know it's a big audience, so I consider it a rhetoric question, but I think we don't want them to just be able to say the symptoms of dengue are this and this and this. The treatment of tonsillitis is this. No, doctor should be capable much more. So there is a kind of leveling in thinking levels, and actually what I mentioned with the symptoms and recognize the signs, that's the basic level of thinking. That's understanding, remembering. But with that, a doctor won't come far. No, you have to be able to integrate symptoms, to understand a complex patient history, to grab the relevant elements, to then make in your mind already a differential diagnosis, to ask for additional questions. Then you have to choose, how will I confirm it? You have to choose wisely, because many doctors live in resource-limited settings, so you have to think very carefully which resources you will use, and then you have to decide, am I now sure enough to give a treatment? So teaching, it is not these low levels. We want to create students that are able to evaluate, analyze, create, apply what they have learned. And this is in line with the 21st century skills. So for education, critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, they are high on the list. And you add some life skills, like I think today, the digitalization also of the project, we have seen that it starts in many fields, it plays an important role. And then, of course, then you still have, apart from the literacy skills, life skills that apply for everybody who wants to stand firm in his shoes in the 21st century. Now, knowing that we want to create students, when they come out, they are capable to manage, to analyze, to reach this higher level of thinking. How should we organize our teaching? How does it look like ideally? Well, I think in the past, some decades ago, there was a tendency from passive transfer knowledge. You had the teacher, he was maybe in the past a blackboard, then it went to PowerPoint slides, and teachers were just telling what was on the slides, and students were listening, and it went in here and it went out there. And then only, the good students, they had to go into the material afterwards again to really grasp what it is. But one of the concepts, you can call it whatever you want, but flipped classroom is a name that is given to it. It says, look, no, the moment you have with your student, you should not lose it in just passive transfer of knowledge. No, students, before the lecture, they should familiarize with material. You give them already a text, you give them some exercises to grasp the basics. During your lecture, you will go in, have an in-depth discussions. So the basics, they are there. Now, how are we going to use this in real life? How are we going to work with these tools? So we already aim for a higher level of thinking. And then afterwards, you can give a kind of check, the practical things in the hospital, but also cases where students can check whether they have grasped sufficiently all their knowledge and know how to apply it. So just in brief, there has been a shift from the traditional model where in class there was the understanding and remembering, and outside class this higher level creation, evaluation, analysis. Today we flip it the other way around. Now, what is Wikitropica? I think some of you have already had a look at the website. Some of you have worked with it extensively already, but there are some of you that had not heard of Wikitropica before this day. So what is it? Well, first of all, you find on many diseases high quality information, on many tropical diseases, on protozoa like malaria, giardia, all kinds of viruses, tropical viruses, dengue, is there chikungunya, bacteria, melioidosis, typhoid fever, helminths, so all kinds of worms that are endemic in regions, schistosomiasis, and mycosis. I know Thalaromyces is prevalent in Asia. So it's chapter by chapter, a kind of text, online textbook, freely available. And with one click, you can download the whole document as well. Now, something that this collaboration has focused on a lot is the creation of e-learnings. E-learnings that came from real patients in the field that we say, look, we have seen this, we are convinced others can learn from us. And together with people from IT, with clinicians, we have spent hours and days and weeks in creating nice interactive cases. And this is, it's very small to read, but the result is that we now have 16 cases with a focus on Indonesian pathology, and around the same number of cases that were created at ITM with a focus on tropical pathology in the whole world. So how do these e-cases look like? Yesterday we had a whole day workshop on e-cases, but for instance, you get an exercise on spirochetes, and you get a story of a patient with fever, body pain. He went to Panama, and then you get some clinical information, physical exam, and then you get a question, okay, which test would you consider at this stage? Then what action would you propose to do? Which test do you treat already? Will you do further testing? So these are simple multiple choice questions or multiple option questions. And what we often try to focus is not just give this, but each question has a very detailed feedback. So students can click on something, but at the same time, they get a feedback on the correct answer, but also the other options that are not correct are discussed. So you can learn a lot with a single slide. What else? For leptospirosis, which you do find in Indonesia, you link a picture with which kind of test is it? Is it serology? Is it a rapid test? Is it PCR? Is it culture? So it's a bit more playful. And we made sure that every case has learning objectives and a summary. So they are not just chosen randomly. We really want to use them for a certain goal. Now, to show some of the features these e-cases have, I will have to leave my my presentation for a short while because it's easier here. So this is, for instance, the case on also on spirochetes, a woman in Mauritania. As I said, at ITM we focus on pathology all over the world. You get the anamnesis, further exams. What should you exclude after coming back from an African country and you have fever? Malaria is to be excluded first. But now you get a picture under the microscope, and students are asked, click on what you see that is abnormal, on the abnormal structures. Anybody has a clue? What is abnormal? These are the red blood cells, and these screw-like, what would it be? They are spirochetes, because spirochetes, they curl, but it's not leptospirosis, they are family of leptospirosis. They are borreliosis. But I'm gonna stop here in this case, but a bit further in the case, you get the question, okay, you have this borreliosis, there is a louse-transmitted borreliosis by bites. So where in the world do you find it? And then, if anybody wants to make a guess? So the eastern horn of Africa is where you find louse-borne relapsing fever. So it's a way, for many diseases you can plot this map, and students by playing with it, they learn where you find diseases. Another way, like rather than giving a text, what are the characteristics? You make this and you say, okay, now click on all the boxes that apply to louse-borne relapsing fever. It's caused by Borrelia recurrentis, mortality is high, contrary to the tick-borne relapsing fever. It's epidemic, transmitted by louse. It's in human, anthropomorphic, and you find it in East Africa with on average 1 to 5 relapses. The first fever episode can last a day, and the parasitemia is high. So this is an example of a playful learning, but if students walk through it, the next, I'm not going to do it, but it says that for the opposite, tick-borne, so they have to choose again. So there's a repetition, and afterwards, many students will have learned a lot on here. And there is an option of just a free answer. So rather than choosing, they just say, okay, for this relapsing fever, what is the preferred oral treatment? Somebody knows? For many spirochetes, doxycycline. Yes, so the program has the correct possible answers there. So that's something. I'm gonna just show two more options of what is possible. Leprosy also still occurs in Indonesia, and there's 2 forms of leprosy: tuberculate and lepromatous. So you have to link the characteristics. Tuberculate has well-defined edges, a few lesions, involve skin nerves and nerves close to the skin, while lepromatous leprosy has a smooth, shiny surface, and hypopigmentation is often absent. So that's something. And the last thing, you can make something very playful. This is, I tell it to students, it's not the core curriculum. I call it a big, small game. So it's a bit gamification of education. Can you range these structures from big to small? So, and here the Tinea saginata adult worm is the biggest. It's even bigger than an anaconda. You have the Ascaris comes in the 3rd place. Then you have the Loa adult worm that is there. Enterobius is there. Hookworms, Mycofilaria, and the smallest. And then at the bottom you have objects visible with the human eye. And then for each of these pictures, if they are not familiar, you can see what exactly it is. So this was just a bit to show the interaction, the type of interaction you can put in different e-cases. But how should we now use these e-cases? We talked about the flipped classroom model. Well, you can use them on beforehand. You make not too difficult cases to make sure that students, by going through it, they have already grasped the basics enough to have an interesting discussion during the class. You can also make something they have to prepare on beforehand, but during your class, you go back to it. So this can be a bit more challenging. You ask more challenging questions, students have already had their thoughts, and you have a more in-depth discussion on the same cases in the class. And of course, you can use it as a way, as a checking for students that they can see, did I really get out of the class what I should know. Group work is also can be very stimulating. If you make challenging cases, students can give each other good ideas. And even a next level, often we ask students can you write a case report as a task? That's something, but why not immediately let them generate an e-learning case? So for the lazy teachers, this might be a very good idea. You let very clever students that know very well how to work with computers make your next future case. So I think e-cases can be very good if they are in line with the learning objectives. Don't make too many side steps. They stimulate higher level of thinking, can be used in various ways, before, during, after, in group. Even students can be encouraged to participate and keep it fun for you. And my experience is that students themselves, they often like to learn that way. So I present the lecture notes. There's also Cabisa, which is here. I also have to leave for a second. The tool. So Cabisa is also part of the Wikitropica website. And it's impossible to explain the whole of Cabisa in 1 minute. I just want to show one thing what Cabisa is capable to do. There are 4 modules. You are all experts, so I choose the expert module. So I take an adult man with an acute pathology, and he presents with fever, so high-grade fever. So this, and here at the right, you immediately get your diagnosis and how likely they are. In a malaria endemic country, an adult man with fever, yes, malaria is quite high on your list of differential diagnoses. What Cabisa can also do is graphically, you see that malaria is on top of the list, and you see the number 1, number 2, number 3 also graphically plotted. And you say, okay, now that I think of malaria, I want to do a rapid test for malaria, but I make it negative. What do you see? Immediately your list of diagnoses, it changes. Now bacterial enteritis, pneumonia, they went up to the top of the list, and also in the graph, you can see it, and you say, I want to have some, what should I ask to confirm bacterial enteritis? And for each of these diagnoses, you get a clue, you have not yet asked for diarrhea, which would be, if it's negative, you would exclude this condition. If it's positive, it's a moderate confirmer. The same for pneumonia. You ask for an X-ray. That would be a good way to confirm it. So this is Cabisa. Cabisa also has more playing elements in it, but it has a big engine behind it, where students can learn about how to reach a diagnosis and to find what are good confirming and excluding arguments. The last part of Wikitropica, sometimes I get questions from the field. Can be from Indonesia, Doctors Without Borders, or Médecins Sans Frontières. They sometimes consult me. They say, a few years back, they said, yes, in South Sudan, we have a man, 40 years old. He's losing weight, persistent fever, and he has important splenomegaly. what would you do now? You are asked to give an advice. So they say, okay, tomorrow we want your advice. How will you tackle this? What are your resources? Anybody? So, yeah, a possible option is, look, we'll have to wait for the autopsy, but it's always better to make a pre-mortem than a post-mortem diagnosis. So what are options? Well, I think Wikipedia, Google, I think many of you will, yeah, Google is becoming more of an option today. There are websites like UpToDate, some of you might know it, where you actually, of course, it guides you the evaluation of splenomegaly and other splenic disorders in adults, and it gives you very good guidance. The but is, okay, your institution or yourself have to pay for it, so it's not freely accessible. So other options, this is more recent. I put it once in ChatGPT. You also get some suggestions, but where do I want to go? Of course, we have the lecture notes where you have a lot of background information on many diseases. I've had sometimes students that did the Control F, the search function through the whole course, and they looked everywhere the word splenomegaly, how it popped up. But I think it's an option, but not the most efficient option. I've discussed the lecture notes, the e-cases, Cabisa, but panoramas is also a button. And you see cough, hematuria, impaired consciousness, abdominal pain, headache, diarrhea, convulsions, arthralgia, back pain, chest pain. We made a list of 21 key presenting symptoms that patients have as main presenting symptom. And luckily, splenomegaly is also part of it. And what are these panoramas? Look, in the center, you have splenomegaly as the key presenting symptoms. You have two segments. No fever, fever. Our patient, he was in the fever group. He had weight loss. He was wasted. And I don't know about anemia. It's likely he had anemia. But immediately from a whole range, I can say, look, the important diagnosis for you is HIV, TB, leishmania, and brucellosis. So look if there is pancytopenia, do a chest X-ray, a test for HIV, and if all negative, go for brucellosis. So you very quickly, you get a glance. So what is a panorama? How do you develop it? You take a key symptom like upper quadrant pain, you put all the diagnoses around it, and then you label the diagnosis. You see on the left, the dangerous and treatable diagnosis in low research setting. On the right, less dangerous or non-treatable diagnosis in low research settings. And then you're gonna, in the inner circle, the dangerous and treatable, you're gonna cluster around fever, your diagnosis. You have guarding, you add them, you paste the others. You put also your outer circle diagnosis, which you will not focus on. And in the end, you're gonna add a good confirmer or excluder. And like this, you end up having these panoramas, and they are freely available on the website for all these symptoms. And if people want to develop new panoramas and you make a good one, we are very happy to collaborate in having your panorama also on our website to even have it for more ideas. And in the past days, we have been working extensively with many of participants in the use of the panoramas. Okay, my last slide. The end of a project is always the start of something new. We have the HITIHE. We come towards the end of the project. I'm already comforted by the fact that the WIKITROPICA website will not disappear after this project. It's a work in progress, and I'm sure it will give opportunities to still work together. And as there is a sunset, the next day there is a sunrise. So I'm looking forward to future collaborations with all of you, because I think it has been a wonderful experience, the creation of many of these things of WIKITROPICA. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Stephen, for the insightful presentation about the wikitropica.org. So you can access Wikitropica on the website. Kindly visit www.wikitropica.org. You can access it freely. And for the HITIHE, you can access on www.hitihe.org. Ladies and gentlemen, to get to know more about the Wikitropica implementation in Indonesia, we already have Dr. Fitri Widyaningsih, a part of being the HITIHE member consortium. She is also the faculty member at the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Negeri 11 Maret. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Fitri Widyaningsih.
This shows the disparity of height between me and Stephen. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone who's attending today and our distinguished guests. As Stephen mentions with the last slide, the end of a project, it's a start of new one. And what I'm going to present is actually an example of how we already use Wikitropica in our learning at UNS. And again, this is not my own presentation, but all of the members of HITIHE project at UNS and also HITIHE project at other institutions as well. So this is something that we heard from this morning. We see challenges in medical education. We see that our students right now, they have less attention span. And I think it will be decreasing even more with the younger generations. And also what we see is how our students is facing limited clinical case when they're doing clinical rotation. And then we also see in our institutions, limited time for students and also for the teachers to do interactions. And also what has been well reported is we need something to improve clinical reasoning among our students. And there are some options to try to maximize. So one of the things that we think can be opportunity for us is independent learning for our students. And then our students have limited access, or unlimited access, I could say, to internet and also digital informations. Although this is also something of a challenge because this abundance of information needs to be controlled and also coordinated by us here. And also abundance of clinical cases in tropical disease that we have, and also Stephen has shown as well. So from this, next slide. Oh yeah, this is next slide. Yeah. So what we have done at Universitas 11 Maret, we have several strategies to integrate e-learning, especially Wikitropica in our educations. So what we really need, and we are thankful that we have it, is we have engagement by our clinical expert. We thank our clinicians that has been working with us in developing the e-cases. And then we also try to have students' engagement. This is something that we really strive in HITIHE project and also in Wikitropica. Like Stephen mentioned, one of the things our students, our younger generation likes is game. So we have gamification of some of the e-cases. Hopefully that can improve their engagement and interest. And this is something that we hope can smooth the integration of e-learning into our education. Next. There are several steps that we can do, and also I think it will depend on each institution. So the first one is we can actually do voluntary learning units. So Wikitropica can be a part of your voluntary or independent learning. It can also be something that we do for students to motivate them if we put the Wikitropica content or e-learning content into the examinations. So it's not really mandatory, but we will tell them that this is something that they will be tested for. And then the next one, we can also make it mandatory. They have no other options than to actually use the e-cases and other platform that we have. And then we can also try for students to create new cases. This is maybe something, especially those in residency, that can be used and done. Or we can use a combination of the four. So this is some strategies that can be done, and we have implemented some of them. Next slide. So for us at UNS, what we did when we try to include the content of Wikitropica in our existing course or clinical rotations, the first, we actually check and also see the content of Wikitropica. So as Stephen already mentioned very clearly, we have the e-cases, we have Kabisa. Kabisa is a Swahili language. It means excellent. I just Googled that. Yeah, so hopefully it will make all of us more excellent in providing education. And also the e-panorama. So we can choose from the choices that we have and available for us. And then the management of content, this is very important, and we are thankful that in our project of HITIHE, we have our own study program, head of the study program from medicine, and we also have the medical education unit, and we also have the head of the department in the public health that can have coordination in how to implement this in the education. So we can integrate this into existing course or skills lab or clinical rotation, as Stephen already mentions. But of course, we need to have specific guidance for students, and we can choose from the different 4 types of guidance that we have before, or strategy that we have before. And then the next one is the delivery of content. And this is very specific for each institution, I'm sure. But what we can do is independent learning. So this is something that the student can do during their free time, although limited for our students. And then flip classroom, face-to-face, as Stephen mentioned, we can give this prior to a discussion or a class, and then we can discuss with students once we meet with them. And then we can also do or provide this as a resource for students to learn. And this is what we did. Next. Yeah. So what we did, we tried to implement the e-cases. So we have content from Wikitropica, and we put this as a student's independent learning. Although for the pilot, we have a pre-test and post-test. So this is independent, but not that independent for the pilot. And then we have wrap-up and discussion in which we can review some of the e-learning or e-cases that the students already have. Next slide. Yeah. So we have these evaluations that we have. The e-cases is implemented in the clinical rotations. For us, it's in the public health department rotations. So this is for students in their 5th or 6th years of medical program. They already finished the bachelor degree, and some of them already have clinical rotation and other departments. And then in the pilot, we also provide pre-test and post-test. So we classify or stratify into 2 groups. It wasn't randomized, so it's not randomized, but we did have students that have access to e-cases, and then we have students that they have the standard discussion that they have during the clinical rotation. And the e-cases can be accessed multiple times, so students can learn from their mistakes and improve their score. And this is what we found. This graph shows in the yellow line, this is for the standard. We call it standard because we don't provide integration of e-learning, especially the e-cases. And then the blue line, it represents the, we call it improve. So this is where we add or integrate the e-cases from Wikitropica. And we see that although in the beginning, the achievement of the standard students, and it might be because they already have more clinical rotation compared to the groups in the improved group, they have a bit higher score in pretest. But after they have the chance, especially in this improved group, to actually learn about the cases that we have in Wikitropica, we see that they exceed the level of their counterparts in the standard group. This is still very early, but we are very optimistic. As Stephen mentioned, it can be a start of a new way for us to teach our students. Next slide. And we also have feedback from our students, and this is what we hear. So the yellow one is when they say yes, we only have 4 that we think main characteristic that we hope we will be able to obtain from Wikitropica. So imitate real clinical settings and then improve learning motivation, facilitate clinical learning and reasoning, and also it is interesting for students. And most of our students say that this is yes to most of these indicators. So hopefully would be something that can be implemented also in other institutions. And we also have, next slide. We also have some qualitative measures. So the students think that this is the process of understanding, because as Stephen already described and presented, we have chances to learn and then relearn, and also we can read multiple times with some of the explanation. And this is a seamless platform, so students can go through from one e-cases to the other, and again, learning it multiple times, and can have the chance to have more comprehension on the cases that we presented. Next slide. So I will end my presentation of our experience with this one quote. Stephen already have one. Thankfully, we don't have the same quote. So I will say the longest journey begin with one step, and we think we already have one major step with Wikitropica and later with HITIHE, and hopefully what we aim to have in the beginning of this session, we want to improve medical education through digital learning can be obtained. Thank you very much.
Thank you, terima kasih banyak Dr. Fitri Widyaningsih dari Universitas Negeri Surakarta. Baik Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, masih akan ada banyak informasi yang kami hadirkan, namun sebelumnya kami ingin mengundang Bapak Ibu untuk menikmati coffee break yang sudah tersedia di foyer, dan acara selanjutnya akan kembali dimulai pada pukul 10.30. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we would love to present more information regarding HITIHE and Wikitropica, but before that, we would like to invite you to enjoy the coffee break that already provided at the foyer. Thank you, and we'll be right back at 10:30. Thank you.
sun shining on my face, it became so clear to me that everything is going my way.
Thank you all for joining the second session of this morning. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Suzanne Dierix. I'm the coordinator of this project at the Institute of Tropical Medicine in Belgium. So what we do, we have in the agenda for the last part of this launch. First, we will introduce you to the HITIHE website, one of the main outcomes of this project. Afterwards, I'll give the floor to Universitas 11 Maret, who will present the results of a study on the landscape of e-learning tools here in Indonesia. And lastly, I will give the floor to all the PIs of this project to introduce themselves and discuss the impact this project had in their institution, which will be a great opportunity for networking later during the reception at the rooftop. So first, let me introduce to you Karisma Dewey from Universitas Gadjah Mada and Ria Wiraningsi from Universitas 11 Maret, who will present the HITIHE website. Thank you all.
Morning, everybody. Yes, my name is Wiratningsih, and I am a librarian from Universitas 11 Maret. And in this session, I would like to present about health librarian module as a part of the project. Okay, I will introduction. Lack of access to high quality health information in some countries result in a lack of health knowledge in the community. Meanwhile, access to up-to-date and quality health information is for low middle income countries. So how to? One of the effort is to create digital platform, open access digital platform to health information. By open access, and that user can read, download, share, and use them for educational purposes. And the digital platform is .org. One of the content in HITIHE.org is a module for health librarians, academic staff, and students. This module created by National Institute of Public Health, University of Health Science, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and Universitas 11 Maret. This is supported by Maastricht University and Institute of Tropical Medicine. This one is view of HITIHE.org, and then to find the health librarian module, you can click the module on the top of the platform, or you can scroll down and then find a module for health librarian and click find them here. Yups. This module consists of 3 parts: academic literature searching, working with references, and submitting an article. Okay, let's go deeper to the academic literature search. one of the objectives of his project is to ensure open access to high quality scientific educational resources. So in here, librarian try to make a module. There are 4 modules about Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed, and Google Scholar. And why we choose of this module? First, Web of Science. Web of Science strive to publish high quality research paper using a single set of 28 criteria. And then Web of Science also evaluate journal, mostly in the March 2023. There were 80 journals delisted by Web of Science. And I think this is one of the way Web of Science maintain the quality of the content. And then Scopus. Content in Scopus will be evaluated based on the 14 criteria, and also Scopus conduct re-evaluate the title using metric, radar, and publication concern. I think this is also the way of why Scopus maintain the quality of the content, because if the journal in Scopus did not fit with those criteria, and then the journal will be discontinued. Both of the database, Web of Science and Scopus, are paywall. You have to subscribe. But can we get open access from this database? Yes, you can get the resource open access from those databases using version open. Open was and open Web of Science. So you can try this module. And then next, PubMed. PubMed is one of the largest online medical journal database. Journals are selected based on the literature selection technical review recommendation and the quality assessment based on 5 criteria. Next is Google Scholar. Everybody knows Google Scholar, of course. Yes. Google Scholar is a web search engine run by Google. And the content is very variety and discipline and also sources, but not everything in Google Scholar is peer review. So you have to check again, you have to evaluate again while you are looking for the article through Google Scholar. In each of the module, we present case scenario about tropical diseases, tuberculosis, leptospirosis, malaria, and helminths. And then students are searching for open access through those for databases. Okay, and then we go to the working with references. After you gathering information, you gathering all resources from those databases, and then it is time for you to preparing your paper. So you have to manage the process of writing. In the manage of process of writing, there are 2 kinds of application that you can use, EndNote and also Turnitin. And EndNote, if you using source properly in your manuscript, so it will avoid plagiarism. So both of these application is interconnected. They are complement each other, because talking about plagiarism is also about citation. Okay, and then after your manuscript is complete, it is time for you to
Health information is vital. Healthcare workers worldwide can only work efficiently and effectively if they have access to the right information at the right time. But finding the right information quickly is a challenge.
friendliness, and some teachers were unfamiliar with the platform, and the policies between departments were not yet integrated, and this is make this platform inefficient. And for the local platform from Indonesia, had some promising application and more relevant epidemiology and management of tropical medicine, the visual and attractive. It is bad. And it was hard to access repositories of other universities, rare cases, and the newest local journal. But from for international platform, they say that it is easier to understand and more engaging because there are more videos and animation. The materials were more comprehensive and structured to develop clinical reasoning, but some platforms were difficult to register for, irrelevant to local tropical medicine cases, actually from Indonesia, and about the language barrier. So from the focus group discussion, they are asked to what is the expectation for the platform. They said that the university needed to fix the server and structure of the platform, actually from appearance, content, that interactive, comprehensive, relevant, and also they would like that the platform would applicable in Indonesia. And then access to local journals or repositories of each university should be open to the public, especially regarding tropical medicine. And also integrated website with categorization based on the theme, maybe from theme diseases or others. And then more local case reports on various tropical medicine cases, which easy to register, attractive and interactive, perhaps with some quizzes inside. And the physicians were more concerned about the content, detailed, comprehensive, updated, and relevant to local cases, while the student also highlighted the platform's utility, user-friendliness, and the appearance. And for the conclusion, that from our study, first, there's no specific platforms for tropical medicine used in Indonesia right now. Respondents preferred open source access, and the most frequently used online resources are medical journals and medical websites. There is a need for clinical students and clinical teachers regarding case report, including local Indonesian cases related to tropical medicine, which is available free of charge, which is integrated with the theory of tropical medicine and accommodates two-way interaction. And the last difficulties experienced that registration on an online platform related to TM and connectivity problem during synchronous e-learning session, we already experienced this. So the respondents, I think, would like to thank to WIKITROPICA that open access for them and can facilitate this their expectation. Thank you.
But you can always contact her during the reception if you are interested in knowing more about the methodology or the results. So last, I would like to give the floor to all the principal investigators of the HITIHE consortium. They will present their institute here in 5 minutes' time, the role they had within the project, and discuss some of the ways the project had an impact on their higher education institution, which can be a source of inspiration for you all. So I would like to start myself with presenting the Institute of Tropical Medicine. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Next slide. So at the Institute of Tropical Medicine, we're involved in research, education, and capacity building. We also like to say we have the 3 Ps as thematics domain. We have the pathogens from the biomedical department, the patients from the clinical science department, where most of the HITIHE members come from, and the population from the public health department. Our role within the project, so we have been the coordinators of this project. We've been providing agile project management. We have been involved in developing WIKITROPICA and HITIHE together with external partners and everybody from the consortium. We've been providing technical and scientific expertise and inputs. I think about Carlos, Maria, Sami, Steven. They have been effortlessly involved to make the project happen. We've been providing scientific input for work package 1. And we have been also involved with strengthening the communication skills, mainly of the health librarians, but also of other HITIHE members, and co-developing the communication plan. We have also been co-organizing webinars, workshops, and events with everybody from the HITIHE consortium, and also with external partners like Medbox. And lastly, we have been providing co-funding via Alliance. So what was the impact of the project on our own institution? I think it's manifold, but to keep it short, within 5 minutes, I will highlight 3 themes. Next slide. We have been, one of the main outcomes of this project is, of course, the strengthening of existing and new networks with the various partner institutions, and we hope that this can continue in the future, like Steven says. And then, of course, we have the platforms wikitropica.org and hitihe.org, which we are happy to be using also in our own institutions. So thank you, everybody. This is for the Institute of Tropical Medicine. Now I would like to invite Dr. Elsa Mugandarwati to present Universitas Gadjah Mada, where she's the head of the Malaria Research Group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. So I would like to introduce Universitas Gadjah Mada and also our contribution and impact of this project to our university. So this is Universitas Gadjah Mada. I already mentioned the visions, and for the mission is to carry out education, research, and community services, as well as preservation and development of knowledge that is excellent and useful for society. So as one of the oldest universities in Indonesia, UGM is also well known as university with a wide range of expertise. It has 18 faculties, 2 schools, 283 programs, and also 23 research centers. This Faculty of Medicine, Public Health Nursing was established in 1946, which is very unique because it's established prior to the establishment of the university itself in 1949. So we have number of students that have been increased from time to time, and our alumni now spread throughout Indonesia and abroad. Our faculty also support the establishment for the Center for Tropical Medicine, which focusing on research and training about tropical medicine. And right now there is about more than 30 projects, and one of those is HITIHE project. In this project, UGM is responsible for the development of e-cases, which stated in working package 2, that is, first, support teaching staff in the use of innovative technology enhanced learning through e-cases development. So our faculty could greatly enhance its capabilities by receiving investment in technology and human resource department. We also contribute in the development of e-modules for health librarian. We also disseminate the platform for health education in tropical medicine among academic and healthcare professionals. The impact of the project is now we have appropriate hardware, software, and also human resources that are needed in developing e-cases that will encourage smoothly the transition from traditional to online learning. The second impact is that head librarian can create e-modules and assist the users in assessing high-quality health content. And the third impact, availability of open access platform in health education for academic and healthcare professionals. Okay. So through the e-cases that have been developed and shared in WIKITROPICA website, we contribute in ensuring widespread access to vital information in tropical medicine field. Thank you.
Thank you, Elsa.
So forth.
Next, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Ari Propandari to present Universitas 11 Maret from the Faculty of Medicine.
Thank you very much, Susan. Universitas 11 Maret is one of the member of the HITIHE project. In terms of the age of the university, we are much younger than Universitas Gadjah Mada and the other consortium members. The name of 11 Maret means 11 of March. That's the date that we was established. So UNS was established in 11 of March, 1976. We are a government university with special authority like Universitas Gadjah Mada, one of 12 universities in Indonesia that now having that kind of status of special authority. And we are proud now we are in the QS rank Asian university between 401 to 450. With more than 40,000 students, we are now working with more than 1,850 faculty members and more than 1,900 administrative and supporting staff. There are 11 faculty, 1 vocational school and 1 postgraduate school, and we have 20 doctoral program, 46 master program, 14 specialization, particularly in medicine, 4 professional programs, 66 bachelor programs, and 26 vocational programs. And we are proud to have integrated university library with 45 staff, including 27 librarians. One of the librarians, Ibu Ria, already presented one of the work in the HITIHE project. And we are equipped with study lounge, book collection, co-working spaces in the library. We have quite advanced electronic library with remote access. So the students, all the faculty members can access the library from outside campus. And we have e-databases and repository available for all the academic civitas. In the HITIHE project, we have the role to conduct the analysis and mapping of e-learning and digital learning that Dr. Atik Maftuhah already presented for the result. And we are also supporting and contributing in the development and pilot implementation of e-cases, as well as improving the digitalization of learning materials. We led the program in the capacity building for health librarians and support and facilitate the monitoring and evaluation of the project. And lastly, we also organize various workshops, webinars, and capacity building as an enhanced activity in the HITIHE project. So thank you very much for all the HITIHE project members, particularly ITM, that are keen to conduct the enhanced workshop, webinar, and capacity building. And specifically from HITIHE project, we experienced a very positive impact of the HITIHE project. We have now e-cases resources available for clinical learning. Of course, it's not the end of the development. We are committed to develop more e-cases for our clinical learning in the UNS. And thanks to Erasmus Plus donor as well for the infrastructure. We have studio and teleconference room for e-learning and collaborative learning activities that's supported by HITIHE project. We have enhanced capacity for staff and health librarian in the e-module and e-learning development. We also develop platform for sharing knowledge and library infrastructure between health institutions in the consortium members and working with further collaboration for learning, research, and community services. And this is something that we proud of. We have South-South collaborations. So our librarians guide the other librarians in Cambodia for the development of digital library management system. So we are proud for that, and hopefully we can enhance more further fruitful collaboration from this HITIHE project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ari. Now I would like to give the floor to the Cambodian partners, because this event is also live streamed internationally, including in Cambodia. So first of all, I would like to invite Dr. Mao Boonsut from the University of Health Sciences, where he is the head of the library.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to join this launching event. And also, you know, the UHS is very proud to join this project, as it is very relevant to the health education, and benefit from this project is not only benefit to the University of Health Science, but it is also benefit to the all health university education institution in Cambodia as well. So now I would like to provide a brief background of the University of Health Science. The University of Health Science was established in 1946. It is located in the central of Phnom Penh capital, and it is a public administration institution. It means it is a public sector, and there are 5 faculty and school under the University of Health Science. The first is Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Dentistry, Technical School for Medical Care, and Public Health Department. And currently we have approximately 7,000 students enrolled. Every year we have a new enrolled approximately 1,600 students per year. For the role of the UHS in this project, the UHS plays a role in developing and dissemination of e-module video courses to our academic staff, student, health professional, and health librarian. For the impact of this project, you know, by joining this project, we have learned how to develop e-learning tools and record video for producing video courses. We can use e-learning and video courses to teach our students in a new method of teaching called flipped classroom, which is students can learn the module by themselves with the completed assessment tool. Then we can discuss with them later. The student can access the e-module in the UHS Learning Management System, Moodle. With the e-learning tools and video, we can make the learning module more interactive while studying them. And the HITIHE project have developed two platforms, which is the open access platform that all the university of health education in Cambodia can access them. And for the WIKITROPICA platform, it aims to share e-learning module for free for our academic students and health librarians. And this is very benefit to our health professional in all areas in Cambodia, not only in Phnom Penh. Also, the WIKITROPICA is about the e-case that we will use this platform as maybe for the student assessment in our university as well. And through this project, we have set up a studio. It is not a professional, but it's a very good, studio that we can use for developing video courses or video clip for our university. Thank you.
Next, I would like to give the floor to Ms. Heng Sotera, who will present the National Institute of Public Health in Cambodia. Ms. Heng Sotera is academic coordinator of the School of Public Health.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sotira from School of Public Health of the National Institute of Public Health. I'm an academic coordinator, also techno-pedagogical staff of this HITIHE project. Today, I am pleased to join this event, this important launching event. I would like to introduce our institution and summary the impact of the project. Next. Yes. And our National Institute of Public Health take roles in digitalizing key student learning tools which aim to advance public health training in Cambodia. Sorry to the previous slide. The previous one. Yeah. Our National Institute of Public Health is a governmental organization which is under the administration of the Ministry of Health Cambodia. And it was established in 1997. And then since 2007, we established School of Public Health, which currently we have a 5 master program. We have a Master of Public Health, Master of Science in AP, Master of Science in Nutrition, Master of Hospital Administration, and Master of Health and Community Development. And in the end of this year, we will launch our PhD program, which is the new enrollment will be the end of this year. Next. And next. Yes. As mentioned earlier from our UNS team, Dr. Ari, we are proud that we are now moving toward to the digital library, that before we use like basic just a Microsoft Excel for our storing document or book in the library. With the support, technical support from our UNS team, we now moving forward to the learning library management system. And we hope to launch it in the end of this year. And we expect that our student, faculty member, or our staff can use this widely. Next. Yes, and as mentioned, we already know digitalization play an important role during COVID situation. We can only meeting each other virtually or as well as in class training has not allowed. With the project, learning management system has been developed also through capacity building from our ITM team, as well as from our Cambodia partner, ITC. Currently, our master student faculty member have been trained and use this new platform. Also, before we don't have our journal public health in Cambodia. So, we would like to thank to our ITM team who always support for the development of the Cambodia Journal Public Health. And currently we have 68 student abstract and public health article published in our public health journal. And we also developed the session on how to submit to the paper to Cambodia Journal Public Health, which already import in our HITIHE website. So everyone can go to the website of HITIHE to see more detail on how to log in or register to the Journal Public Health. Because it is a free open access, so everyone can submit it. Yeah. And also with the technical and financial support from our HITIHE project, we already set up the studio to record the video, and currently we already record like the course, some few course related to the management and leadership, and also the announcement for our announcement of the new academic year. So, and this is the good start for us to move toward to the e-learning in the near future. Yes, that's all from our presentation.
I would like to give the floor to Mr. Heng Lai from the Institute of Technology, Cambodia. Mr. Heng Lai is the head of the Department of Information and Communication Engineering.
Thank you, Susan, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I'm Heng Lai. I'm in charge of the IT department and also the e-learning center of ITC. And ITC have been working for more than 10 years on e-learning activity and also support other university in Cambodia to develop their e-learning activity. So ITC, we are a public institute and it was established since 1964, so we are almost 60 years old now. And ITC is one of the top university in Cambodia that we focus only on the engineering, technology, and science. So we don't have the health. So the role of ITC in this project is a little bit different from other partners, as we are from the engineering and technology background. So to assure our quality of education, ITC have several boards. We have the trustee board, which is combined of the Ministry of Education from Cambodia and also several partners from like the JICA, RSCCD, the support from Belgium. We also have the representative from the French government to support our operation and make decision. And we also have the direction board of ITC, who are the operation, who put the decision into operation. We have the board of international consortium, who normally we work mostly with university from France and Belgium. We have a strong collaboration with France and Belgium. But recently we also have university from Thailand and Japan to be our consortium member. So the consortium member is the one who validate the academic activity, the program, and assure that our program is meet international standard. So most of our students, when they graduate, they can continue their master or PhD directly abroad. But besides, most of our students also can go to work abroad. And sorry, it have not finished. And we also have another scientific council who focus on the research activity of ITC. They are also from, most of them are also the consortium member from the university that are working with us in Belgium, in France, in Japan, and Thailand. And currently, ITC have 4 campuses, two in Phnom Penh, and so we have one in the city center, and another one is in Vin Vin Monivong, but it's not yet really in operation. And we have other 2 campuses, one in Tbong Khmum and another in Kampong Cham province. So the role of ITC in this project, we focus on the technical support to the partner, especially to University of Health Science and National Institute of Public Health, to develop their e-learning activity and also the activity related to the techno-pedagogic. So for ITC, in this project, I think the most impact that we get is the partner that we get. We have not yet working with UHS and IPH before. Mostly we working with other university that are working on engineering part, technology or science, but in this project we connected to the UHS and IPH. And for sure are the member in this project who are mostly working on the health area. So it's new also to us. And I'm happy to be part of it and to involve in the project. And through the project, we also have improved our studio infrastructure, network infrastructure. And we also learn new things from ITM about new tool, new techno-pedagogic on how to create the e-learning content. So also thanks to all the members here. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to give the floor to Dr. Géraldine Beaujean from Maastricht University. She collaborates. Géraldine is a project manager and has a background as a physician.
Thank you very much, Susan. Selamat pagi. Bonjour. Aruna Sustai. Bon dia. Goedemorgen. I would like to share some presentation about Maastricht University and my department. Next, please. We have 6 faculties, and I come from the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. And we are only 3 months older than Syllabus Maret. We also established in 76 in January. Next, please. And in the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences, but even in all the other faculties, we promote small-scale, student-active, student-centered learning, and inclusivity and open access and sharing. So we work within the faculty in a research school named SHE, and you can continue this slide. SHE stands for the School for Health Professions Education. And throughout the lifetime of the university, we researched how we have to adapt the education to raise the proper health professions for the field. The field is changing rapidly, so health education also needs to change rapidly. Next. And next, please. And then within SHE, we have 3 different divisions. One is the PhD research department. One is the master school, master training and other training programs. And the last one is the collaborate program. That is where I come from. That is collaborating with institutes all over the world to share what we know about health professions education and to learn from the other universities to improve our own education. Next, please. So our task in this collaboration, in this project, is work package 3, and it's all about how to monitor and manage change. And that is not so easy as it maybe seems, because every partner comes from a different background with a different starting point. And all together you want to proceed into a certain direction. But the way to reach that is for everybody different. So how can a project now cater all achievements? Next, please. What we learned is that we are working with new, but also old partners who are all very, very dedicated and motivated to make it a success. That is a big honor to be part of it. We also learned, of course, about WIKITROPICA and MedBox in Maastricht University, and we can use it for our own staff and our own students, especially those who are interested in tropical medicine. And we had the opportunity to have 2 master students in the project working and learning a lot about the complexity of international collaborations. Next. And then the other lessons learned, it seems an open door, but one size does not fit all. And how can you be agile? How can you be flexible enough to support everybody in their own needs? We also learned that there is a large cultural difference among the partners and also in the language, as in my attempt to welcome everybody in their own language. It's harder than it seems, and it needs a lot of attention to understand each other and to come closer to learn together. So communication and relation building is important, and face-to-face is much easier than online. And in the beginning of the project, because of COVID, we had to do a lot of things online, and it was not going rapid. The last period is going really rapid in trust and learning and in achievements. But at the same time, COVID also supported the technology and the need for digital education. So it is give and take. And in the end, the theory of change that was described in Work Package 3 is based on a very American kind of way of managing. And I wonder whether that would be the most appropriate one in this context. But maybe we can do more research about that and add to the theory of change so that it fits in a more global perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Geraldine. Lastly, I would like to invite our Spanish partner, first of all, Dr. Maria Espiau, to present Valderibron Institute of Research. Maria has a background also as a physician.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm a pediatrician actually at the Pediatric Infectious Disease Unit at the Vall d'Hebron Hospital in Barcelona, which is, well, I think we can, oh, so there was a picture of, well, anyway, okay. Yeah, from Barcelona in Spain. The Vall d'Hebron Barcelona Hospital campus is a healthcare complex focused on improving people's quality of life through healthcare, research, teaching, and innovation. The complex consists of 5 institutions, actually, including the Vall d'Hebron Research Institute. The structure of the institute is based on collaborative research spaces, which we call eCore. There are 7 of them, and our group is part of 2 of them, the global health one and the Woman and Child Health and Rare Diseases under the umbrella of the Pediatric Research Hub. So we can move to the, and the next slide. This is our group, is the Infection and Immunity in Pediatric Patients Research Group, and was created in 2010. We participate in national and international competitive projects and carry out academic and also industry-linked clinical trials in the areas that you can see here, PKPD, innate errors of immunity, TB, imported diseases and STIs, and also in viral infection in children. And we also have our own laboratory for advanced immune studies. Next, yeah. Our role in the project was mainly, or has been mainly, the conceptualization, design, development, and review of pediatric clinical cases, together with our colleagues at UGM, Dr. Ida, Dr. Eji, Dr. Taufik, which has been a really nice experience. And just to finish, perfect. HITIHE has had a very positive impact on our institution, including internationalization of our group and networking. We would be happy to collaborate again and work together again. And besides, we will also implement what we have learned in our own internal educational activities. And we are also planning to use, of course, WIKITROPICA and all the tools that have been developed. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Maria. The last speaker of today is Professor Dr. Victoria Fumado from IS Global and Saint Juan de Dieu.
Good morning. Selamat pagi. I have to introduce no one institution, but two institutions. Sorry for that. It's a little bit more long. These two institutions work together on several projects. And the first one is the ICE Global. The ICE Global Institute is the Global Health Institute that is working with a mission that is improve health and promote health equity through excellence in research and the translation and application of knowledge. The ICE Global is focused in poverty-related and neglected infectious disease, emergent infections and the growing epidemic of antimicrobial resistance, non-communicable disease, and environment health hazards. The ICE Global is part of the University of Barcelona. And the second, please, could you pass the slide? And click again, because the name, okay. The second institution is the San Juan de Déu University, St. John of God University Hospital. This is a pediatric maternal hospital that care in a humanistic way for vulnerable people. Also is part of the University of Barcelona, have a contract with the National Health Service, and inside the hospital is a private non-profit health group. It's like an NGO that work in cooperation programs. One of the objectives is also promote global health. And we share with the ICE Global, we are complementary institutions and we share places and action on several projects. You can see here the both maps, and we are more or less in the same places. ICE Global is more working on research and coordinate networks and long-term strategic alliance. And St. John of God, it's more in the clinical attendance, but it's also involved in the research projects. We share 5 key points: high specialization, e-health, research and innovation, humanization and values, and professional commitment. And the initiative of ICE Global, that is from the evidence to impact through the research, innovation, policy, and global development and training, we also share with the institution. The joint initiative of both institutions are antimicrobial resistance, control of Chagas, malaria control, maternal, child, and reproductive health, and urban planning, environment, and health. The role in the project is, as Maria mentioned, work with our cooperative partners and especially with the University of Gajah Mada, that working in the contents and proposal for the clinical pediatric cases, discussion of these contents, discuss the structure of the pediatric clinical cases, on-site work and review the pediatric cases and improve how to manage them, and make the final review and make the collaboration in planning and conducting the workshop of multi-level scenarios of pediatric clinical cases. We have planned to use in another context and use the tools to improve training in countries with few resources. And please, could you click? The impact in our institution will be on education and training and research on innovation. And also we use probably these tools for e-health. We have visits and medical consultation through some tools like WhatsApp, telemedicine, teledoc, and we have many consultants, remote consults from other countries, and we make case discussion, and we have to make decision making, and sure this will be very useful for our institution, and we hope we can do dissemination in very poor resources countries. I would like to express that it has been a pleasure to work with all of you and with your institutions, and with Maria be part of the Spanish team. With Maria, we already shared projects and objectives also in Spain. And I thank you, everyone. And we have I hope that we have moved forward together for a better future. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Victoria. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please give your biggest applause for the HITIHE Members Consortium. And as Stephen and Maria said, that this is not the end, but this is the beginning of the never-ending journey for the education. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Sebelumnya saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi kepada para tamu undangan yang sudah hadir, Bapak Ibu Dekan dari Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Universitas Islam Indonesia, dan Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Terima kasih banyak sudah rawuh di kesempatan kali ini. Dr. Rita sebagai Ketua P4I, terima kasih banyak. Dari Kolegium Anak juga terima kasih banyak sudah kersorawuh di kesempatan kali ini. Bapak Ibu, setelah ini kami mengundang Bapak Ibu untuk menikmati makan siang bersama-sama di lantai 10. Jadi nanti setelah ini Bapak Ibu akan diarahkan oleh teman-teman panitia untuk bisa langsung naik ke lantai 10 untuk menikmati makan siang bersama. Suzanne, do you want to say something before we close the session? Because you were my partner.
It was a great pleasure to work with you all, and I hope we can celebrate now during lunchtime. I see some signals for taking a picture, so maybe we can take one last group picture. The photographer, if he can join it. Yes, thank you so much. And yeah, do talk with us during the reception. We're happy to have a conversation. Thank you all for being present, especially also the highly invited esteemed guests here today. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Sebelum kita keluar, kita akan foto bersama terlebih dahulu. Silakan kita foto di tengah-tengah sini. Monggo Bapak Ibu kita mulai, kami undang untuk maju ke depan Bu Elsa, Bu Ari, Bu Ida, dan Bu Rita untuk bisa berfoto bersama-sama dulu. Mari Bapak Ibu bisa langsung mulai ke depan untuk berfoto bersama. So please have a seat, Bapak Ibu Dekan, tamu undangan, dan juga monggo bersama semua Bapak Ibu partisipan. Ya, mari silakan. Silakan Bapak Ibu langsung bergabung ke depan. Hati-hati ngatos-atos dok, monggo dok, lenggah rumiyin. Silakan, bisa Bapak Ibu, monggo ngatos-atos, kabel, jis. Oh yeah, Victoria, Maria, please join us. Ella, of course, you have to be here. Stephen as well, Sami. Mari, Mas, Mbak, ya, ayo, mari ikut foto saya. Mbak Zala, silakan ayo ikut bergabung. Bapak yang di belakang, oh iya. Ya, let's squeeze in. Monggo. Di bawah sini juga bisa, Mas, Mbak. Iya, boleh. Carlos, please join us. So we're going to say HITIHE. Bisa. Okay, on my count, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu fotografer sudah siap semua? Baik, in 3, 2, 1, HITIHE! Satu kali lagi. In 3, 2, 1, HITIHE! Yup. Perfect. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. With this, we'd like to say thank you and welcome to HITIHE and WIKITROPICA. My name is Rima. I'm signing out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you later.